If she has so much experience, how does she not see through the BS in the Karen Read case? Not very intelligent or honorable, rudely interrupts lawyers and holds grudges. Just look at the Alec Baldwin trial and see how the lying police and prosecutors should have been handled. Wow, folks, I am not afraid of judges. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law. Today I want to take a deep dive into Beverly Cannoni, also known as Auntie Bev, a judge from Canton, Massachusetts, Norfolk County Courthouse, where she has been presiding for quite some time. I want to get into her history, her latest antics, and how she came about from her status as a public defender to her current judgeship over the Karen Read case, as well as other cases. Let's get into it. Beverly graduated from the University of Massachusetts in 1982. She earned her Juris Doctorate immediately after, so it looks like she went probably K through JD in 1985 at the New England College School of Law. After graduation, and for the next almost quarter century, from 1985 until 2009, she was essentially a public defender, working for the Committee for Public Counsel Services, which I would imagine public counsel, public defender. For 19 of those 24 years, she was on the murder team. So I imagine she was helping defend people accused of murder. And for 3 of those years, presumably, I would imagine the last 3, maybe 2006 to 2009, before she was appointed for judgeship, she was the lead. She was the chief of the department. So she has extensive experience when it comes to murder cases. What a chin scratcher, right? If she has so much experience, how does she not see through the BS in the Karen Read case? We will get to that. In 2009, she was appointed for judgeship. Governor Devil Patrick nominated her in 2009 for judgeship in the Norfolk County Courthouse. She was going to fill a vacancy that was left behind by the Honorable Judge Warren A. Powers. In 2009, the governor said that Beverly is going to bring, quote, intellect, compassion, and a deep commitment to justice to the position of judgeship, of course. So from 2009 and all the way to 2014, she was an associate justice for the Massachusetts District Courts, and she was also on the Education Committee and the Mental Health Committees. From 2014 until today, she has not been on any committees, but has simply served as a judge in Massachusetts District Courts, and of course we all know her in the Karen Read trial in Norfolk County Courthouse. She is going to be eligible to remain in that position until 2030. About 5 years from now. She may have already turned, but I believe her birthday is not until July. She will turn 65 this year, which leaves her 5 more years before the mandatory retirement pursuant to Massachusetts law, when she has to retire from the bench at the age of 70. Now, for those of you who are regular followers of my channel, you may be familiar with a website that I like to visit called The Robing Room, when we talk about corrupt judges, unruly judges, judges that the public is displeased with, or lawyers. Very important. Lawyers will leave reviews on this website, and it is for every judge in the United States of America. For those of you who have, like I said, been following this channel for a while, may know and remember when I covered Judge Craig Constantine de Thomasis and his antics. Feel free to go check out that video. I will include it in the description below. Let's see what the Robing Room has to say about Beverly. I could not find a single review before June of 2024, which leads me to believe she has been, for the most part, unnoticed. She hasn't really done anything egregious. Far be it from me, but I have actually heard on the grapevine from practicing attorneys in Massachusetts that she has been pretty good on other cases. This is the first case that she is really pulling some serious antics on. And to be just over 5 years from retirement may not give her a whole lot of risk. So she may be a bit more forward and a bit more aggressive because she knows by the time, if there is indeed corruption, which we all believe exists, that is going to come out into the air, she may be 66, 67, 68, just a couple years from retirement anyway. So, oh well, a couple more extra years of retirement never hurt anybody, right, Bev? But here's what people have to write. A non-lawyer in June of 2024, that is the first comment that I was able to find. And by the way, she has nothing but 1-star reviews. Not very intelligent or honorable, rudely interrupts lawyers and holds grudges like a petulant child, possibly the worst judge of all time. And my suspicion is these comments are all related to the Karen Read case because there is nothing before Karen Read. This woman has been on the bench for 16 years. Nobody has ever said a bad word about her or a good word. So she's been kind of neutral, you might imagine, right? In July, somebody wrote that she's unprofessional, hasty, and condescending, incompetent. A criminal defense lawyer in Massachusetts, also in July, wrote, the most unprofessional and biased judge I've ever witnessed. She acted as a second prosecutor. See, I'm not the only one saying these words. She acted as a second prosecutor for Adam Lally in the recent case she has been with a ton of coverage, namely Karen Read. Her impatience, sighing, boredom, chastising the defendant for behavior that she herself displayed. Far too many sidebars that indicated a total lack of transparency to her in her courtroom, even going so far as to have them with jurors. She should have recused herself when she could and has had ample opportunity to make the right choices, but she chose not to. She's an embarrassment on the global stage at this point due to her obvious ties and blatant disregard for the law. Just look at Alec Baldwin. Oh, wow. That's actually interesting. At the time of the writing of this, Alec Baldwin was just concluding. Just look at the Alec Baldwin trial and see how the lying police and prosecutors should have been handled. Wow. There is very little, if any, honor in Beverly Cannoni. We can only hope she tries to do the right thing on the 22nd or that feds deal with her, as well as the Supreme Court. And that's all probably going to be coming down at some point. The next comment is also on the same day, and we're not going to read it all. You're more than welcome to check them out yourselves, but not a single, even 2-star review. And you can go up to 10. This is not a 1 to 5. This is a 1 to 10 scale. And she has nothing but 1-star reviews. Now, watch how all of Canton and their lackeys are going to go on this website and start giving her 10-star reviews after I make this recording. Because remember, this recording is made on March 18th, 2025. Watch for comments after that date and be very wary of those comments, both positive and negative, now that I'm bringing light to this website, who is largely unknown. Most people don't know about this website for obvious reasons. Another criminal defense lawyer last year on December 12, 2024 wrote, a very incompetent judge that doesn't really care about the Constitution she swore an oath to uphold. She shows extreme bias and rules in the favor of the Commonwealth most of the time. She is also very condescending. There are so many really great honorable judges that truly care about the defendant's rights to a fair trial. This judge is not one of them, and there is nothing honorable about her. Somebody else said, if I could rate her 0, I would. Her bias is glaringly evident. You see, folks, this is not just me talking about a sitting judge this way. And people often come to me and they say, Larry, this is a judge. You know, this is not some lawyer or what have you. You're talking about a judge, a sitting judge in a case. How can you talk about a judge? You are a lawyer. You know better. Folks, I am not afraid of judges. If there is a lawyer out there that is simply not going to talk poorly about a judge, even though they deserve it, just because they are a judge and they are the lawyer, you are a coward, sir or madam. Don't be afraid to call out hypocrisy. Don't be afraid to call out judges. We will never be able to clean up the system in America if all of you are going to tuck tail and just try and be the best version of yourselves that you can be before the judge. Well, Larry, you can say that because you're not practicing in Massachusetts. And of course, you're not practicing in Florida. And that's why you can talk about the Thomases this way. And that's why you can talk about Beverly this way. If I see the same hypocrisy in my own state, in my own courtrooms, I will call it out. And I have. For those those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I'm not afraid to stand up to judges who violate the law. I have another short that has acquired almost 20 million views. The link will be in the description below. When I went head to head against a judge, I had nothing against her. I just wanted her to follow the law, and she failed to do so. So I called her out. I called her out in the courtroom, and I called her out publicly. Where's the problem? This was in 2020. Nothing happened, neither to me or to the judge. Why? Because everything works out, folks. Judges are people too. Judges are humans. Humans can be influenced. Humans can make mistakes. Sometimes emotions get the better of humans, and logic flies out the window. We need to not be afraid to call out the hypocrisy. Do not be afraid to stand up to judges. Me, here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where I practice, I love my judges because my judges are good. They know the law, usually. They follow the law, usually. Extremely rarely have I had situations of the video that I mentioned earlier. Those are not common by any stretch of the imagination. Judges make correct decisions where I practice. Why? Because we criminal defense lawyers keep them in check. But there's something about this case. There's something about this case with Beverly, Auntie Bev, that just doesn't sit right. And eventually we'll find out what it is. Eventually it will come to pass. It will come to light. But I guess not right now. It's too early. It's too premature. And with trial number 2 underway, we shall see. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this recap. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you are not afraid to stand up to your own judges, even if you're going pro se. The key is not to be disrespectful, because the only time I will ever stand up to a judge is if I know that I'm in the right and I believe that the judge is not following the law or refusing to entertain my ability to protect my clients. And remember, feel free to call our office if you've ever been hurt in a car accident, truck accident, bike accident, motorcycle accident, anywhere in the country. 1-844-774-HURT. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, standing by if you need our assistance. So folks, bye for now, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.